July 14, 2011, recorded by Mr. James Wall.
Feil, F-E-I-L. And for the record, Benzene is sitting in the back of the room. He could not walk here. He is a mannequin wearing a respirator dressed in a cowboy attire. Everybody wave to Benzene. The Fort Worth air study said he was showing up, but nothing like the TCEQ has seen in other Barnett Shale air tests. ERG just released that air study around 4 o'clock today. Well, I hope Benzene wasn't showing up like they've seen in the Barnett Shale, because I know of an incident back in January of 2010, in a rural area, mind you, where 2 sites, one relatively new distant production, and another one across the street, both were having emission events. And lo and behold, TCEQ was there to actually capture it. They were venting in one site in the thousands. I don't have my notebook that has the exact amount, but I remember blogging about it. And the other site, over 100,000 parts per billion. Now the ESL, the short-term ESL for benzene, is 55 parts per billion. It used to be 25 parts per billion back in 2003. Now let me introduce you to benzene's friend. His name is xylene. This morning I was speaking about how highly reactive xylene is and how it is ever present at the GM factory along with the gas wells at GM. So that I won't bore the panel with the speech I gave this morning, I won't go into the fact that when we look at ozone and we want to see if we attack VOx or NOx, whether we try to look at the maximum incremental reactivity scale for ozone and try to say that methane is low, so don't go after the gas drillers, and maybe let's go after the people driving the cars. No, let's look at xylene and realize it's highly reactive, and in the summertime has exponential increases over 1,800%. Another friend of benzene is Mr. carbon disulfide. He was found in extremely high levels at the near Fort Worth schools. And we made a presentation, not we, but a group presented to the Fort Worth Independent School District from the Fort Worth League of Neighborhoods, a 55-page report that showed it in extremely high levels. And I went to my summa canister readings from some other tests that I'd been following and said, look, TCEQ is not even screening for carbon disulfide, so we have to rely on independent studies, whether funded by the industry or whether people pay for it out of their own pockets, to see what the gas drilling industry is putting in our air. We thought we pay our taxes for the TCEQ to screen that for us. Amen? Amen. Bottom line is, I called Matt Baker in Austin and said, can you please get the mobile monitoring van out here? We have a situation, especially near compressor stations with carbon disulfide. And his answer was, well, we think the ESL, even though it went over the state's recommended threshold, it didn't go over the federal one, so never mind. And when I looked at the industry record for benzene's friend formaldehyde, again, compressor stations, and again this Lake Arlington one keeps coming up, and again it came up today in the Fort Worth air study, and let me guess, it's probably going to be carbon disulfide and formaldehyde near our water source here in Arlington. I mean, it's this water source at Lake Arlington, it's bordering the compressor station, and I know sulfides fall, and they fall like acid rain. And this is our water supply. So not only am I talking to you about our air, this is our water. And benzene's friends need to be found, because guess what? Carbon disulfide and formaldehyde, and now this new substance I spoke to you about this morning, acrylonitrile, also are not being screened by the TCEQ. You have about another minute. One more minute. Okay. Mr. Ireland reported this morning that the big 7 drillers in the area said 2/3 of their emissions were about 21 tons per day. So I extrapolated to the other 1/3 of the mainstream drillers for a total of the industry claiming 31 tons per day. And ERG, the company that did the Fort Worth air study, is saying 57 tons per day. And remember, this 57 tons per day is just Fort Worth's contribution in the Barnett Shale. So if Fort Worth emits almost twice what the industry claims for the whole Barnett Shale, they underreport it. But I think ERG is underreporting. I know ERG is one of the companies TCEQ uses, so I'm not totally trusting of them. They broke it down. They said 5 compressor stations have some problems, and 1 drilling site and 1 processing station. Let me guess. I'm thinking the drilling site is going to be either the one they studied that was in flowback or the one that they studied that was drilling. So if in this 57 tons does not include the ongoing fracking and flowbacking at all these sites in the Barnett Shale, they have underreported. Thank you.
The AI